And Jesus answered and spake again in parables to them, and said, The kingdom of heavens is made like to a king that made weddings to his son. And he sent his servants to call men that were bidden to the weddings, and they would not come. Again he sent other servants, and said, Say to the men that be bidden to the feast, Lo, I have made ready my meat, my bulls, and my volatiles. Be slain, and all things be ready. Come ye to the weddings. But they despised, and went forth, one into his town, another to his merchandise. But others held his servants, tormented them, and slew. But the king, when he had heard, was wroth, and he sent his host, and destroyed those man-cloers, and burnt their city. Then he said to his servants, The weddings be ready, but they that were called to the feast were not worthy. Therefore go ye into the ends of ways, and whomever ye find, call ye to the weddings. And his servants went out into the ways, and gathered together all that they found, good and evil, and the bridal was fulfilled with men sitting at meat. And the king entered to see men sitting at the meat, and he saw there a man not clothed with bride clothes. And he said to him, Friend, how enterest thou hither without bride clothes? And he was dumb. Then the king bade his ministers bind him both hands and feet, and send ye him into outermore darknesses. There should be weeping and grinding of teeth. For many be called, but few be chosen. Then Pharisees went away and took a counsel, and they sent to him their disciples. The Pharisees went away and took a counsel to take Jesus in a word. And they sent to him in their disciples with Herodians, and said, Master, we know that thou art so fast, and thou teachest in truth the way of God, and thou chargest not of any man, for thou beholdest not the person of men. Therefore say to us, What seemeth to thee? Is it leaveful that tribute be given to the emperor? Either nay. When Jesus had known the wickedness of them, he said, Hypocrites, what tempt ye me? Show ye to me the print of the money. And they brought to him a penny. And Jesus said to them, Whose is this image, and the writing above? They say to him, The emperor's. Then he said to them, Therefore yield ye to the emperor those things that be the emperor's, and to God those things that be of God. And they heard and wondered, and they left him, and went away. And that day Sadducees, that say there is no rising again to life, came to him, and asked him, and said, Master, Moses said, If any man is dead, not having a son, that his brother wed his wife, and raise seed to his brother. And there were 7 brethren to us, and the first wedded a wife, and is dead, and he had no seed, and left his wife to his brother. Also the second, and the third, till to the 7th. But the last of all, the woman is dead. Also, in the rising again to life, whose wife of the 7 shall she be? For all had her. Jesus answered and said to them, Ye err, not knowing the Scriptures, nor the virtue of God. For in the rising again to life, neither they shall wed, neither shall be wedded, but they be as the angels of God in heaven. And of the rising again of dead men, have ye not read that it is said of the Lord that saith to you, I am God of Abraham, and God of Isaac, and God of Jacob? He is not God of dead men, but of living men. And the people hearing wondered on his teaching. And the Pharisees heard that he had put to silence the Sadducees, and came together. And one of them, a teacher of the law, asked Jesus and tempted him, Master, which is a great commandment in the law? Jesus said to him, Thou shalt love thy Lord God of all thine heart, and in all thy soul, and in all thy mind. This is the first and the most commandment. And the second is like to this, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. In these 2 commandments hangeth all the law and the prophets. And when the Pharisees were gathered together, Jesus asked them and said, What seemeth to you of Christ? Whose son is he? They say to him, Of David. He saith to them, How then David in spirit calleth him Lord, and saith, The Lord said to my Lord, Sit on my right half, till I put thine enemies a stool of thy feet. Then if David calleth him Lord, how is he his son? And no man might answer a word to him. Neither any man was hardy from that day to ask him more.